another edition of Project Dees Nutz. Alright, well, I've been really busy and I apologize. I haven't been able to post more videos than I have. I was doing pretty good there for a while every Friday. But anyways, we got to make this short because this next one is going to be long. But it's going to be good. A lot of good information. A lot of good information was shared. This is a remake of my mother's coffee table that I did out of Mosaic pieces that I cut out of plates and the last puzzle she built. And when I look back at my earlier videos, I actually started doing the Mosaic table in episode 12 and didn't finish it until episode 34. I went back, grabbed all those clips, put them all together as one. It is long, but like I say, I think you'll enjoy it. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, a lot of good info for you beginners out there. So let's get to the video without further ado. Exit stage left. I redid all the mosaics because they were all a jumble. I'm going to put glue on the back of each individual piece, lay it on the plywood, transferring it from this cardboard, and then I'm going to take a roller and roll it across, and I'm hoping that will push down the high ends and leave the low ends up. Show you how I cut some wood. Okay, well, I smooched the pooch again. I should have had a second stand back here. I was an idiot thinking I could muscle that thing through, but it's hard to keep it square on the fence. So let's try it again with that. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna cut the other sides. I won't bore you with that. So what I've done, I framed it up. I'm not kidding. This stuff is unbelievable. Heavy duty construction adhesive, Gorilla. Ultimate. The stuff dries so quick. It dries like that. The budget was almost gone, so I had to buy his cousin, which was $3 a tube cheaper. I thought one tube would be enough for everything, but I used one tube and I'm not even done with a quarter of the tiles. So I tried the rolling pin. I didn't really care for that, so what I've opted for now is a nice straight board, and I do a line. He said he did a line. Just let the weight of the board take it down, wait a couple seconds, and as you can see, they are like really nicely level, which will come in real handy. The only downside is that there's so much space in between the caulk and the other tiles that I'm going to end up using a butt ton of grout. So it's the only option I have. Let's do a few more and then I'll show you how I did that. I'm going to take this one out so I don't get all messy. Okay, I like my spacing. I like everything about that. So now I'm gonna lay my wood on it. I'm gonna lay my wood on it. Just drop it down and then I just give it a little firm touch, if you will, and there you go. It's perfectly even with all the other tiles. This was the table to begin with. It was a long rectangular table. This is his cousin, the smaller end table, but it's basically the same thing. And this is what it looks like now, where I've painted it a nice teal color with some gray accents on the back there. I'm going to have the mosaics on either side, and then I'm going to have this puzzle in the center with another mosaic on the end. And the storyline behind this is that this is the last puzzle my mother put together before she passed, and the mosaic is made up of the collector plates she used to collect. I saved them, and now it's cool. It's going to be a freaking table. So now I've put all the tiles on. I've cut the tiles. I used a diamond bit on my Dremel to cut it, and then I put it on my flat lathe to smooth it out. And then what I did was I taped this to make sure that when I peel it up, it's going to stay exactly where I want it. I've got one more side to do. I have to install these cleats that I made. I beveled the edge. Oh, nice bevel. And I will put it halfway between each piece, and then I'll screw in from both sides from underneath. That will help the warping factor. Then it was brought to my attention that if somebody sits on my table, because the center is 26 inches and there's nothing supporting it, they'll break my table. 2x4 in the middle and then two 2x2s on the end. They'll give me structural strength. What I did with these cleats was because, you know, you want it beautiful, you want it perfect, you want a master crafted product. In order to get rid of the crappy edge of the plywood, you know, because it's got like holes and stuff in it, I got this cool veneer stuff with glue on the back. And you just put it on there, take an iron, you melt that glue, and it sticks right on. Bada bing, bada boom. And then you just trim it up with a razor, and it looks real nice. So that'll look nice painted. I've put in my cross members here because they're going to separate the two, the puzzle and the mosaic. Alright, we're putting in these cleats now. These cleats are going to hold the three pieces of the table together, level and even. Just like that. So I'm going to do about 400 more screws over here, and then the table is going to weigh like 600 pounds with the all the hardware. So I've plotted where the feet go. Right here. I've laid out this to be in the center of the table underneath. So now I have to notch these out. I cut out all these notches. Fits perfect, except on all the countersink holes to screw them to the baseboard. I miscalculated, so most of the screws went through the top. But like I say, this is pretty darn, it's level, it's square, it's really good. I was surprised with that. Mom always said, stupid is as stupid does. So I got a whole bunch of these. I'm gonna have to trim those down, and I've even popped up a couple of tiles over here, this one and this one, so I'm gonna have to pull those tiles up. Give you a little look, you see. Kind of sounded like John Wayne there. You'll be pushing up daisies. So yeah, there was a screw there, and I just zipped that off. And then this one here, that was the screw there. I zipped that one off. So now we're going to perform the closing. Okay, we're gonna take our gorilla. Just gonna put a little bit, not too much. Oh, that whoa, way too much. Had a clog in the nozzle. I hate when you get a clog in the nozzle. So we'll just take some of this. We'll just put it over here, and then we will replace said tile. Squeeze it out. Attaboy! I cut off all the other screw heads again with my Dremel and the diamond bit. I just kind of alright, I've decided I'm going to veneer these ends just for the sake of having the sand. I don't like sanding, so I'm going to put this veneer piece on here. This is a thicker piece, just like the other stuff I showed you. All you're going to do is put that on there. You're going to take your iron, hold it on there for a couple seconds. So just take your nice sharp razor blade, zip it down. You can take your 180 grit sandpaper, there you go. Look how nice that looks. Looks like a solid piece of red oak. I've taped up the corners so I know where the feet are gonna be screwed in. But again, because of the not getting the veneer plywood, this is real crappy plywood. I wanted to kind of even out some of the imperfections, so I've coated it with some plaster. And then I'm filling these holes with these little buttons. Bam, it's in there. I think I'm going to do the 2x4s in the teal color and the base in gray to match the bottom of the table. Ta-da! Now I'm going to drill some holes for the legs, and then I got to flip it over, put the frame back on the edge so I can grout the tiles, and I also think I'm going to install the tiles around the circle in the center. Holy shamoly! That didn't go according to plan. Remember, I had these all taped up? It didn't work. As I pulled the tape off, the tiles came off. So it took me forever to get the tape off. Then I had to reset it, make sure I was where I was going to go. Put a butt ton of the Gorilla Glue down, and then I used this trowel thing to make my lines, but it's not exactly the way I wanted it to go on. It should have been a lot easier than that. So take a gander. Puzzle's gonna go in the center. And we're moving along on this project. So now next thing is framing it, grouting it. And what else? I don't know. Today we are going to be installing the trim onto the table sides. And after that, we are going to be cutting the circular platform that I will be gluing the puzzle to. Are we going to be doing grout today? How about no? First thing we got to do is cut the 45 angle. Jeez, Mr. Dees Nutz, that was very simple. Normally, I would have glued this because I'm usually wrong on stuff. I'm just going to tack it with a couple of nails until I get all four pieces cut. That went fairly well. Now it's time to attach these sides. What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue these corners, and then I'm going to nail her up. Bam! Supposed to glue both corners at the same time. It's okay, we could fix that, no problem. There we go. Bam! There's Bill Clinton again. Gotta like Bill. Alright, and then I'm gonna shoot one this way, and then two this way. Bam! That table ain't coming apart, yo! And don't forget, you always want to fill your nail holes. That's beautiful. Put my puzzle down and then I put some weights on it so it doesn't move. I just take my pencil and I go around the circle like a Dees to make it the perfect line. I'm going to use a jigsaw to cut that out. Poured a ton of glue on here. I want to make sure it's pretty heavy. I want to make sure I get the edges real good because once it's dry, I'm going to put it on the sander and sand the edges. Oh, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Very scary. I'm so way off. And actually, you know, it doesn't, I'm just trying not to get it sticky, but it really doesn't matter. Now I'm just feeling around, making sure I got it on. Oh, did we? I'm putting plastic down on the floor so that if there's glue on the back of the plywood, it's not going to stick to the floor when it dries. I put my foil down, shiny side down, because that's going to be the smoothest to be able to peel off if there is glue there. Okay, I guess it would have been better if I had a circular board that I cut out previously. I took 3 pieces of plywood, put that on top of the foil, and then these are filled with rocks. So I'm just weighing it down. Little problem. When I glued the puzzle to the board, it warped a little bit. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I already Elmer glued the edges, and now we're gluing the puzzle. Alright, so we're gonna glue a second time here. Let's go with the second coat. Ooh. So we're gonna grout today. I'm really scared about this because this is like I get one shot at this, and I'm not so worried about this. I'm worried about the puzzles, the center puzzle, screwing that up, because the puzzle was the last puzzle my mom built before she passed away. So I have a lot of fear and trepidation. Trepidation, big word, Alex. What is trepidation? Correct. I'm like, even with this grout, I'm just freaking out because the guy made it sound like it was some major thing, and I've grouted before, and I don't know. So we'll see how this goes. I've read all the directions. Here we go. It's going in. Going in. Oh, brother. That's a lot of grout going in there. Holy frijoles. I don't know, this looks like it seems to be working. It apparently is working, John. Yeah, I like this thing. I don't even think I'm going to use that float. Although, I do believe I'm going to go through a lot of this. Alright, we'll cut this here. So we're all grouted now. I used a little over half of a quart on this. Now, is sponge time. Put it into water. You squeeze out all the water you can. And it's already hardening. Awesome. Not good, dude. Not good. There you go. That technique worked. Just one time on each side of the sponge. Not too bad at all. Gotta rinse a lot, that's for sure. Pleasantly surprised. I don't like these corners. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that even, but I think it's that's why we're planning on doing the resin pour over it afterwards, just so it's a nice. But see, like with these pieces here, they're part of a cup, so they're kind of curved. So I'm trying to get that grout off the edges. Alrighty then. So now we've got both mosaics done. Now we're going to do the white. And I found this thing. It's a nice little silicone spatula. So I'm going to try this too. Let's try the spatula. Get off the tile. Oh my goodness. You, my friend, are a moron. I'm not liking that particularly. Not particularly. Oh yeah. There's the butter. I'm going to shove this in here. And get this all packed in there nice, and then we'll just go around and shave that off. So we'll finish this up and I'll show you what it looks like when we're done. There you have it. I thought I cleaned those tiles off pretty darn good, and I've come to the conclusion that this product basically stinks. It's not for me. It leaves almost like a caulky residue to each tile, so I have to do a lot of finger work, and it's not fun like finger paint. It's finger work. Let me show you. So as you can see on this tile here, I have to first razor blade every tile, and then I have to take Mr. Clean eraser and buff the heck out of it. So you can see the difference there between the side I didn't do and the side I did. And it's nice and shiny now, which you really can't see. It's a real pain in the finger. Each quarter is taking me about an hour and a half to razor blade and then buff. So when I'm done with this, we will be gluing the center, the main attraction, puzzle down, and we'll go from there. This is the grout I got, simple grout from Home Depot, and I'm finding out I really don't like it. I will not endorse this product. I do not approve of this message. Let me show you why. So I've got all these cracks forming. It could be because the grout is too thick. It's not a big deal, but it's a pain. You shouldn't have to deal with this crap. So we're going to put a dab on there, and you're just going to smooch it in with your finger. Get it down in there. I opened up the hole with a little chisel. It can accept the grout better that way. And oh my gosh, make sure you wipe it off, because it, let's see, I started at 11 o'clock, almost 11 o'clock, and it's 5 o'clock now. It took me that long to polish all the tiles. So it was a real pain. I will never use this stuff again. I rather use the grout that you have to mix with water. I am not so into convenience if it doesn't convenience me. Alright, like I say, there you go. See, it's all nice, looks good. It's a beautiful thing. That'll be fixed. The next thing is we are going to glue down that puzzle center. Woohoo! Here we go. We're going to glue down the center puzzle. Remember what I told you? It's like a lens, so it's sitting up like this. So I had to build a frame, a network of framing to keep all the edges down and not so much pressure on the center. In this edition, I'm using Elmer's wood glue, the finest glue for wood projects. I'm going to put this down. I don't want too much glue to come out the sides, but at the same time I want to make sure that they be glued down, yo. That looks good. Now I got to kind of eyeball. Left to right, up and down. Now, because it's humid, I want to make sure that the glue is not going to get moist on the puzzle and stick to my boards. So, we're going to do this, and we're going to do that. I think that's right. Alright, now I'm going to split the difference with this. Half on that side. Oh, I turned it again. Dang it, stop it. And I'm going to put that there. And then I got weight boxes. I just heard the table crack. I don't know. I think I'm just going to call it good. I was requested for a slow pan of the Mosaic table. So here's your slow pan. Slow pan. Famous musician and magician. Slow pan the magician. The glare is too big. So there you have it. Alright, today's edition brought to you by Glaze Code. We'll give this a shot. Glaze Code, Glaze Code, Glaze Code, Glaze Code. This was like $70. You get a half gallon. Nope, gallon. Yeah, gallon. You get a half gallon of each, A and B. We're gonna mix. We're gonna measure out. It's 1-to-1. We're gonna do the A first, and then add the B. You always gotta add the B. I don't know why. That's what the directions say. Then we're gonna mix it for 6 minutes. dump it into another can, and mix it again for another 6 minutes, or until temperature reaches 90 degrees. I ain't got no thermometer for that. Alright, so it says, so you mix it for 6 minutes in the first cup, and then you have to pour it into another cup, which I don't understand, and then mix it again for another 6 minutes, or until the temperature reaches 90 degrees. It's starting to feel pretty warm to me, so I'm thinking that's probably 90 degrees, because it's warmer than my hands. The other thing you're going to need is one of these. This is going to spread it out. And you need a torch to pop the bubbles. The bubbles. I'm not going to fill it up quite yet. Oh, and make sure you have paper towels handy too. And you're going to spread it out, man. I'm so scared. Oh, by the way, I did level this out. I can't do this all at once because all three sections have a different level point. Okay. This is why you wear gloves. Now we're going to take a torch. Pop out them bubbles, yo. Oh, that works nice. You gotta keep it moving. You don't want to burn your stuff up. You gotta keep checking too, because the bubbles will just keep coming up. Especially if you're doing it on a porous surface. You want to seal it first before you actually do anything to it. Wow, it actually looks really, really good. I'd like to pour more on there, but it looks like this spot over here is really close to overflowing. Alright, I've torched it like 4 times, probably in the last 10 minutes. I was going to cover it up right away, but since there's really not a whole lot of wind, I'm not going to be too concerned about that. So I don't know how long I'll keep doing this, but I'll keep doing it till I don't have to do it no more. 1 day later. There it is, the finale. It's official. The table is done. It's like, to see it in real life is like you're literally looking through a glass bubble into the ocean. So it's just awesome. Here it is on my patio. I love it when a plan comes together. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. I'll have to edit this in. Welcome back to the Nut Ward. Now, on to the comments. Man, I'm telling you, it is toasty here in Florida. It is hot in Topeka. Hot in Topeka. I think it came up pretty good. I was real happy with it. Only thing I'm concerned about is, and I'll check back later in the year and see how it's going. I'm a little upset because I think the resin is actually yellowing already, and it's not even in the sun. At this point, I would suggest going over to Art Resin. He's a guy on, he's from Canada. He experiments on everything. He's the reason why I got into Art Resin. He has a lot of information. They sell their own product, guaranteed never to yellow. You can buy the thin pour or the thick pour. He sells both kinds. They are quite expensive. I think it's $100 for a half gallon. Don't quote me on that. Of each resin and it's 1-to-1. But his stuff, you check that guy out at Art Resin. He's got some awesome stuff. Tell him, Dees Nutz sent you. Like he's gonna know who I am. Anyways, so I've got some concerns about that, but like I say, we'll check back with that later. Again, I have to rush this ending because I know it was a long video. Share it, like it. Please, people, ring the bell. Ring the bell, ring the bell. Okay, everybody? Till next time. Oh, next time, I hope my favorite sister, she's my only sister, but she's my favorite sister. She bought me 3 of those puzzles from Facebook, and I'm going to review those puzzles on the next show. Thank you for the air conditioner. You're right on cue. And I'm going to do a resin pour on those, so we'll be experimenting and learning on that both as we go. So you'll see the foibles and the mix-ups and the bad things, okay? Till then, everybody, God bless you. God bless your family. Till later, everybody. Auf Wiedersehen.